Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack. I don't as much like being the mom.
What fresh hell?
Laughing in the face of motherhood.
So why not just go into the mouth of the beast?
With Margaret Abels
and Amy Wilson.
And I believe Selling Sunset is a good documentary.
A podcast that solves today's parenting dilemmas
so you don't have to.
I don't like pie in a cup.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to What Fresh Hell, Laughing in the Face of Motherhood. This is Margaret.
And this is Amy. And today we're talking about holidays, the great amplifier.
This is a very Amy topic, the great amplifier.
I must say, hat tip, it's from Glennon Doyle. I saw a clip of her podcast, We Can Do Hard Things. And she said that holidays aren't for making us happy. They're for making us feel everything. And I thought, that's an episode. So here we are.
I think that's right. I mean, I think I do find myself I do love the holidays. Like, I love them, but I think it's good to acknowledge that the holidays are everything because, as we often discuss, expectation management is such an important part of life.
Right.
And when we go into the holidays with the idea that this will be just happy, fun times where everyone is joyful, we can end up in a very bad place of like bitter disappointment and rage.
It reminds me of, we talked a couple of weeks ago about, does having kids make us happy? And I think kind of where we came down on, like, it's the wrong question to ask. That's not really what to do it. It may, but it's not the reason to do it, even though the world tells us it is. It seems to be like similar here. Like, do the holidays make us happy? Are they supposed to? Yeah, I kind of thought they were, actually. That is the point of the presents and the lights and the tree and it's supposed to make us happy.
Well, I hadn't thought about it, but I think there's a lot of parallels there because I also think that looking back on the holidays is almost always like a joyful, warm feeling. The thought of the holidays is very joyful, but the experience of the holidays, similarly with children, that you look back at children and you think about children and babies and little ones and you're like, happiness. And the actual experience of them is much more complicated than that.
It's like the tree is up and you're done, you're looking at it, that's great, but the getting there.
A gentle snowfall out the window pane, yes. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah. I have a bunch of boxes in my living room right now. And I'm like, who wants to put the tree up and decorate the tree tonight? And, you get less buy-in every year on it, unfortunately.
Huge shout out to my oldest who insisted that we put the tree up the weekend before Thanksgiving because we were traveling for Thanksgiving this year. And so we had a really quiet Sunday where we did it instead of having now we're back from Thanksgiving and everything's a mess and there are still suitcases from our travels on the floor and we're going to somehow put a tree in the middle of all of that.
Mm-hmm. You still have kids who are young enough that like the holiday driver, you have a great holiday driver in your house and it is your tween, which is, I think, a good thing. That used to be my tween. Now she's a teen.
He's so into it. Yeah, not that into it.
I was trying to I also want the tree up and decorated. I don't necessarily want to do it. I just want it to be done, right? And so my daughter was saying just today about how maybe she and her friends were going to do something after school. And I was like, why don't you come over? I'll get you some hot cocoa and you can decorate the tree. I'm trying to put it in her path. Wouldn't that be fun if you and your friends did that? No, she did not take that
That
bait.
did not sound like the outing she wanted for her and her teen pals.
Yeah, but she didn't jump at the chance to decorate the tree with her friends.
I was just listening to Leah Remini on her podcast, which is about Scientology, but she was talking about, she has a 17-year-old, and she was telling this really funny story about making like scone and hot chocolate bar for them so that when they came down in the morning, you know, they would have, and she's just basically like desperately holding on because she's so worried about her daughter leaving the house. And then they came down, they were like, yeah, that's nice. We're going to Starbucks though. And like, it was just so cute. She was like sitting, eating her scones by herself. And she had like 9 million like crumbled up candy canes to put in the hot chocolate. It's like, you really do become that kind of desperate girlfriend where you're like, I can please you with my hot chocolate bar. And like the person's like, I'm not interested.
Right. Let me tap dance more to create more happiness. And then when they don't want it, right? You made them the hot chocolate bar and they don't want it. That could lead to rage, disappointment, and some other things as well. People don't want what you're selling and you've done it for them.
Yeah, I think this age is particularly difficult that way. I have a lot of, my kids are they're 9, 11, and 13, very much straddling the like, this is dumb / they don't want to let go of it at all.
They want a tree. They just don't want to decorate it. I mean, my kids want presents.
Oh, and also, if it's done wrong, it's the classic, like, biggest fail of your life if everything is not done to holiday specifications.
Let's break this down a little bit.
Shall we?
Yeah. So there's a psychologist named Dr. Michael Wetter. I thought this was I hadn't really thought of it this way before. He says that it's not that the holidays actually exacerbate things like depression or anxiety directly. I mean, I feel like they kind of can, but he argues, no, it's not that they do that. They just create more stress. And when you have more stress in your life, that's what triggers the depression, anxiety, disappointment, grief, other things that can come in, and that it's actually because of the additional stress of the holidays.
Isn't it also, though, I mean, I agree, but isn't it also about expectations, what it's supposed to manifest, missing people? Like, I definitely feel, I said the other day, like, I really like being the kid at the holidays. I don't as much like being the mom. Like, and, you know, a lot of people then end up having, this is the first holiday without someone in their life. And it just triggers, it's a lot of memories. It's a lot of like, oh, you know, my parents, I'm speaking metaphorically, not about my own parents. My parents, you know, were bad parents and the holidays were always depressing. And then even though I now have nice holidays, it makes me feel worse about the holidays we had as kids. I just feel like there are so many tentacles to holidays that it's hard to say like, well, it's stress that makes you depressed.
And the first blank without your loved one, right?
Yeah.
Even if I have a loved one in our family who died sort of around Christmas time. So that's particularly potent, obviously. But it could be somebody who, you know, died in March and still the first Christmas has this sort of special freighted thing that I think to go back to my favorite topic, it's like the meta emotional state of like, you feel that way. Then you feel bad that you feel that way, that you're not like, you know, making the popcorn balls with the same vigor as you used to because Nana isn't there. You see what I'm saying? That like it becomes 36 things.
I definitely do. And I also think I'm reading this book right now and this woman captures so well. It's just a mystery story, but it's basically her husband's disappeared and she's sitting in a hotel room just watching the people out the window, like they are just, her whole life has fallen apart and they're just like doing Tuesday, you know, just walking around and doing their thing. And the holidays has a lot of that too, that like everywhere you turn, like someone's getting a new car with a bow on it on TV and, you know, everyone's jolly and holly jolly, merry, merry. And I think when you don't feel that way for whatever the reason, it ends up making you feel 10 times worse than like a regular day when you're just sort of like looking at that pane of glass and saying everyone is like skating and drinking cocoa and like hugging each other in their fur muffs. And I'm just like the Grinch sitting here with my like tiny heart that has not grown 3 sizes bigger.
You're onto something. There was Harvard Medical School did some research on expectations around holidays. And it plays into this. So they interviewed people before and after a holiday. And they asked them before how they expected to feel. And then after the holiday, they said, how did you actually feel? And the people who said that they expected it to be fantastic and they expected that they would feel great afterwards were like, yeah, it was fine. Maybe it wasn't as great as they had anticipated. But the people who ahead of time were like, this is going to stink. I'm going to hate it. It's not going to be any fun at all. afterwards said it was better than they thought.
That makes sense. Expectation management. It's my favorite topic.
Yeah. So like just try not to think you're going to have too much fun this year. It's a little bit hard to have a takeaway out of that isn't sort of.
Well, no, I do think there's a takeaway, which is also, I mean, it's a little cloying, but like being present in whatever it is sort of the holiday. So, you know, and we all have this, like everyone has sat at the holiday table and it's like, oh, this is so beautiful, but if only, you know, Nana was still here, or if only, but next year we won't all be together. And like, there is this kind of weird need for the holidays to be so perfect and to feel like, oh no, this thing, it's like your wedding day kind of like, oh, but the flowers turned out the wrong color. It's like, you got to keep your eye. Somebody told me this about getting married, that try to find moments during the day that are special to you. And that if you're looking for those moments, you're not going to see that like, oh, my dumb uncle is making loud jokes in the corner in a way that is bothering me on my special day. I don't have a dumb uncle. I'm speaking generally. Didn't happen. But I think that is important too, to say like, we're going to find the magic in the holiday versus the magic is going to be delivered to us on a silver platter of holidayness.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
I think that's the only way to survive this thing.
It reminds me a little bit of, we had Rachel Nielsen from the 3 and 30 podcast on a couple of weeks ago, and she has the Flecks of Gold journal, which I'm going to start doing in 2022. And it's like sort of a gratitude journal with one sentence for each day. And you go looking for that stuff. It's the same. Oh my gosh. It's the reticular activating system. If you look for the holiday magic, you're going to find a sprinkly of stardust in the air. I don't know.
You're doing it. I'm feeling your metaphor.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
Feeling it. I'm feeling the holiday spirit.
Because the holidays are fun and have fun embedded in them, but it's rarely the thing that you think is going to be fun that is the most fun about the holiday.
Ah, okay. I like that. Yes.
I think that's true. I think that we had a famous year where my mom dropped a pie. And so we all ended up having pie in a cup. Like she ended up scooping the top of the pie that maybe didn't have glass in it and putting it in cups. And we still constantly say pie in a cup to each other. That was probably 35 years ago, you know, like the magic is in the smaller moments, not in the like everything is perfect. But there's a lot in our world that tells us everything is perfect is the goal.
And if you had set up, like when the kids come downstairs on Christmas morning, I'm going to have a pie in a cup bar where we're going to have 6 kinds of pie and 4 kinds of cups. And then they'd be like, ew, what is this?
Wouldn't be good.
Yeah. I don't like pie in a cup.
And I'm also going to go hard on a slightly radical point. The gifts are the worst part and like should not have these expectations attached to them.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
The gifts are always disappointing. The gifts are the, bad drug of the holidays. You're chasing a high. It's always like, it's never quite delivering. It delivers a weird, fake, hard shot of joy that quickly dissipates and leaves everyone feeling jangly. That's my experience of the gifts.
I am not quite that down on gifts, but they, it's charged. It's a lot. I've been putting off even starting my preparation this year because I'm telling myself like this year I am doing less. That's it. Less. And so I haven't done anything, but it's hanging over me, the cloud of like, better start thinking about it. Better start buying some sweaters nobody really wants. So yeah.
We've already given up we keep trying that, but it never quite works out.
You're just not worried about that anymore? You're just not going to hold yourself to that?
Well, and also, I don't know, our holidays have become like, they used to be kind of big family gatherings, and now we do it just the 5 of us. And then usually people come over in the afternoon. And then I get this weird feeling of like, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's just the 5 of us. And I can make that up by having 40 gifts for every person to open. I don't know. I get caught in the trap.
It wasn't even that much of a trap. I mean, last year, right, it really was a pandemic Christmas. And so it was just the 5 of us. We didn't see extended family. And I did get like the Old Navy matching pajamas. And I did get like the hot cocoa with the peppermint sticks. And I have big kids. And I just leaned in on that stuff. And I feel like they did too. Like, I feel like they met me halfway, that a little bit of that grinchy teenager thing went out the window because it was like, this is all we got. We got each other. Like, let's make Christmas bright because this is a hard time. And I feel like maybe it was a little easier last year. This year, it's like, oh, again?
Yeah, because we were all like pandemiced in and this was all it was going to be. And
it was the first pandemic Christmas and this is the second one.
Yeah, although it's kind of not, right? Like a lot, we're also just kind of doing stuff again. I don't know. It's all random, you know?
Right. Or maybe in 2 weeks. Yeah. Who knows what this Omicron thing is going to be. That's like, could be terrible anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Like you don't really know. But I do want to clarify that like I do gifts. I'm into gifts, but I find that if gifts is the focus and the center of the day, it's a mistake for our family.
Uh-huh.
Because yes, I think the general jolliness of like getting the fire going and having hot chocolate and like playing a funny game of Christmas themed charades, that those things tend to make the day merrier than like 40 people ripping wrapping paper off. And that to me is just not a satisfying hit. That's all I could say.
And then somebody having a boo-boo face that they didn't want that kind of doll.
They didn't get the right thing. And it's always really hard. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, like that last gift is so painful, like it's over. And
yes, it still is. Like, oh God, I don't want to open this.
Oh, the anticipation. And I think that the way to get beyond that is to try to keep the focus a little bit more on like everything that's fun that's not gifts.
Love that. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, I have a shocking bit of research to impart to you.
All right.
For some of us, tax season is one of the only times that we look at our finances fully. And once it's over, well, that was terrible. And it is completely understandable not to want to think about it for another whole year. But using Monarch and being intentional with your finances in an ongoing way helps you see where your money is going and how you can put your refund to best use.
We are here to tell you, simplify your finances with Monarch. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard on your phone or laptop.
Feel aware and in control of your finances this tax season and get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code FRESH.
As you know, my husband and I are preparing to send, 3 kids off to college, and I cannot tell you how helpful Monarch has been in showing us our full financial picture, helping us to track our spending and reach important savings milestones. Our weekly meeting, Amy, it's now run by Monarch.
Love it. Achieve your financial goals for good with Monarch, the all-in-one tool that makes money management simple.
Use code FRESH at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off at monarch.com, code FRESH. Amy, when I'm having a good hair day, it usually makes my whole day better. And that's why on every day, I'm taking Nutrafol.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, and it's the #1 hair growth supplement brand personally used by dermatologists. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are peer-reviewed, NSF certified for sport, and clinically tested.
Nutrafol offers multiple formulas for men and women, tailored to different life stages and lifestyle factors, so you get support that's actually right for you. Adding Nutrafol to your daily routine is easy. Order online, no prescription needed, with automated deliveries and free shipping to keep you on track.
Let your hair be one less thing to worry about. See visibly thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair in 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you visit Nutrafol.com and enter promo code LAUGHING.
That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code LAUGHING. So I've got a shocker for you, Margaret.
I already know what it is, and I already know I'm not going to be shocked by it, but go ahead.
The holidays are more stressful for women than for men.
That's not shocking.
Yes, and this research that I will take you through, women report much more stress around the holidays than men do.
Yeah, I mean, not surprising. And we just had a thread on our Facebook group, Jill saying, why am I in charge of Christmas presents from everyone to every member of my family? I'm losing my mind. It's hard enough to figure out gifts for my kiddos, but every grandparent, aunt, etc. also wants more ideas. We're spending a lot of time sending people links to the perfect present for, you're basically functionally doing all the shopping for everybody because...
Right. And everybody that your spouse has to buy for and everybody that your kids have to buy for.
Yeah. I think that I don't know what to do with this, whether it's time to just say, get whatever you want for them But the providing of 900 emails full of specific links to exactly what the kids want, not the best.
Just yesterday, I gave away, the problem is you give away the one thing. Like I got an idea for one of my kids and I sent it to my mom. He'd like this. And I'm like, damn it. One idea and it's gone.
And I get it that people want to get things and they want to make it nice and they want to get things that aren't junk. And sometimes if we don't provide the links, then we end up with the 600 tiny piece set that drives us crazy and they don't want to do that. It's all well intentioned. It just ends up to be a ton of emotional labor.
Yeah, exactly. The invisible work. Well, all right. So Greenberg, Quinlan, Rosner, they did a random digit telephone survey. This is in 2006. This was 15 years ago. So maybe times have changed a little bit. Let's see.
First of all, can we just take a moment to acknowledge that 2006 was 15 years ago?
Yeah. Wow. I know. In the olden days when we rode a bicycle built for two, they interviewed people and found that 41% of men agreed strongly that the holidays were a time that they could really relax.
Funny.
And 27% of women said the same thing. Who are those 27%? I'd like to know that can really relax during the holidays. We should have them as a guest on the show.
Interview them. Yeah.
And so, I mean, you know this, but I'll tell you why. Holiday stress has a particular impact on women, they say in their research, because women take charge of the holiday celebrations, particularly the tasks related to preparing meals and decorating the home. It is women who shoulder the majority of the family burden for shopping and holiday celebrations, and they feel particular stress from the time crunch required to get everything done.
Hashtag agree. But I will say, this can be self-fulfilling, and it is something that I have personally pushed back on with some success. That I pace myself. There are certain things I do and certain things I don't do. I do not like shopping. And so I just had a conversation with my husband last night, and we broke down the Christmas list, which we have as a Google document, and certain things went in blue and certain things went in yellow, and blue presents are husband, you can shop for these things or these people will not be receiving gifts. And that is how we're playing this. You know, I do think you can say, and similarly, last night, 7:00 at night, I realized I don't have a picture for the Christmas card. And I threw some Christmas tops on the kids and threw them in front of the tree for 5 minutes, took 40 pictures, got a cute one, put the card together. That's done. You know, I like to do a Christmas card and then I like to do a calendar of photos for the year. And it's labor intensive.
Gosh, that's, yeah. But it's a loving gift for sure.
And it's a nice gift that keeps on giving. It's like, here's your gift. And I like to have it in my house. We always have it in the middle of the fridge. It makes me cheery every time I look at it. I love it. And that's worth it to me. But the shopping, I just put my head down one Saturday and I spend 4 hours and I get something for everybody on the internet. And that's what I do. I do not shop for Christmas. I don't make myself crazy.
That's where I'm like, oh, here I go, because my kids are old enough now. I have 3 teenagers. And so I want them like, figure it out. Get your sister something, right? Get the, like, or we have a drawing of cousins. We have a big family. So my kids have a lot of cousins and they're each responsible for one cousin. And my sister's kids did the drawing because my sister's kids are 10 years younger than mine. And so really excited about doing all that. Anyway, they sent out the names to everybody, but quite correctly, my sister sent my big kids directly the names of who they have for Christmas. I still feel like I got to get my head around that I have to know who my high schooler has so that when he hasn't thought about it on December 21st, there's not a kid in Boston who ends up with nothing. You see what I'm saying? And I should let go, but I can't let go.
It's a tremendous amount of pressure. And, and then it's the schools and the teachers. And are you getting something for everybody? And God bless the PTA and whoever organizes teachers' gifts, because I can usually cross some of those out. But it is nice to have something for the crossing guard who keeps your kids safe 300 days out of the year. Like, it is nice to give them a little something. It's just, I basically now approach it as a work project that has to be finished. And I just put my head down. I've taken the idea of like joyful Christmas shopping out. And I watch Selling Sunset while I wrap my gifts. Like, I find my own joy in it.
I do love wrapping. Yeah. If you have a good documentary or something on that. Yeah.
And I believe Selling Sunset is a good documentary. So that counts. And let me tell you, this is, I think, a lesson that I've learned in my old age. Don't expect joy in things that don't bring you joy. Like, that's just crucial. Like, I have stopped expecting, and I'm leaning in a little bit on experiences. Just booked Amy, and I have to say, almost took it out when I realized how expensive it is. We're going to go ice skating in Rockefeller Center on Christmas Eve because we had no plans that day. And my kids were asking about going ice skating, and they were like,
so why not just go into the mouth of the beast? Rockefeller Center on Christmas Eve.
It's going to be bonks. But my kids were saying, oh, we want to see the tree and we want to go ice skate. I said, that's a present right there. Those tickets are so expensive. And let's do things. Last year, we had put the hot tub in right before Christmas. And it's like, this is the present. My problem is where I fall down is that I can't stick to it. I can't be like, this $300 ice skating outing is the present, because then I'm like, but here's also a Lego set and a sweater because I know you want to open stuff. I need to commit to this idea more of experiences as gifts. And then, but I don't know how to make the penny drop for my kids of like, that was the gift.
Right. Now where's my present?
That's the problem.
I don't know. I mean, do we let them be disappointed? Do we let it not be perfect? Is that the answer? I'm not sure.
I think it is. I think to some degree it is. And I think what I'm leaning towards and solving for myself is big experience gift. They will remember for years, probably because it's going to be a nightmare or maybe because it'll be fun, going to New York City, skating at Rockefeller Center. I think Santa is like on the rink. It'll be super fun. And then we'll go get like a nice lunch and stroll around the city and then come home and it's almost Christmas. They'll remember that. And then under the tree, I'm trying to do like Star Wars t-shirts. Like under the tree gifts are much less elaborate. The real money spent is on experiences. And then the gifts under the tree are like little clip-on earrings and just really simple things.
The new boots that you kind of need to walk to school.
Yeah. I mean, not quite. I just had to buy my son, who just keeps growing, 4 new sets of pants. And I was so tempted to wrap them and put them under the tree. But I was like, that's a little much.
Literally, yeah. I just got my daughter a pair of boots that she, liked, and they were expensive. And I'm like, okay, this is your big Christmas present because I'm a mom. So I'm going to say that if it's like after Labor Day, this is your part of your Christmas present.
Yes, of course.
But it was stupid to let her miss, 6 weeks of wearing them. So she's been wearing them. So you're right. Now I have to stick to it. Like, remember when I said your boots were the big present?
Go get them and wrap them and put them back under the tree the night before.
Right.
It's like,
go look at them.
Yeah. Go enjoy them and think of all the enjoyment. But it gets tricky at these ages. But to me, that's where I'm trying to move to is money spent on experiences. And then the tree gifts are kind of a little bit more like, funny. And my daughter has she made the attic into a little clubhouse for her friends. And I got a cute little sign that says, clubhouse for the attic door, like fun little things for Christmas presents, and then really spend money not on whatever the $350 Lego set that won't ever really be valued, and more on the let's do something that's a big memory for the family.
I think even those can get stressful, right? Because we've done some this year for the kids, we got them an experience for all the grandchildren. But when you have grandchildren who are 2 and 12 or 2 and 17,
not everyone's having the same experience.
And nor do they need to. But then when it's not wonderful, is that disappointing in its own way? It's interesting to me looking at this research from 2006 that women feel more stress around the holidays, which I think we can say safely continues even to this day.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
It's interesting to me that dealing with the spreadsheet of the gifts and making sure there's stuff on the Amazon wish list for grandma or whatever isn't on here. It wasn't the thing that 15 years ago, women were talking about decorating and, getting the gifts for their own family and having the holiday celebration. That's wonderful. And I feel like it has kind of ramped up once you can have online registries for your kids' Legos, then it becomes you have to get them the thing that they want, not just a thing. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That your Christmas list has to be a specificity instead of those old Christmas carols about Sally wants a doll and, Billy wants a ball that bounces really high, right?
Now it's Sally wants this exact link to this exact thing on Amazon.
Right. The Lego Friends high school set with chemistry.
And by the way, the supply chain is breaking down. So get it right now.
Yeah.
No, not a lot of Christmas carols about that, Amy.
No.
I want to say one other thing. I am also planting my flag this year. I just had a talk with my husband last night. My husband and I, for years, and we haven't done it too specifically, we try not to exchange gifts around the holidays because for me, it's just like, I'd rather take you off the list than shop for each other. It's just enough already, and then it always tends to be a little bit like every once in a while. I mean, my husband's gotten amazing at buying gifts, but it's gotten a little bit like womp womp, And last night, as I was wrapping presents and thinking about the day, I said to my husband, I changed my mind. Get me some things just so that I have something under the tree for me, because it's just going to be the 5 of us. And I really don't want to sit there and like make the dinner and have the presents that I've wrapped. I know I'm going to have a bad feeling at the end of the day if it's like womp womp. These gifts were only for other people. And so I said, just get me some cute cozies, some socks. I like a little blankie, whatever. Just put some stuff under the tree for me. And he was like, I'm on it. I'll do it. But that it's okay and important at the holidays to say, what is making me happy and what is not making me happy and what can be fixed. And some of this stuff cannot be fixed, but I think you should keep an eye on what you can fix. It's important.
Love it.
Let's do it, people. All right, we'll be right back.
All my kids learned to swim when they were little. It was super important to me that they be confident and safe in the water. There was only one problem with that: taking them to swim lessons. I mean, the pools were freezing. There were always cranky adults doing laps right there. And it was definitely not, for any of us, what you would call fun.
Amy, heard. But now there's Goldfish Swim School. Goldfish takes a really thoughtful approach to swim lessons, combining research-based teaching with a warm, kid-friendly environment that actually helps kids thrive in the water.
Every detail at Goldfish is thoughtfully designed to create a golden experience, from shiver-free, warm indoor pools to comfy waiting areas for parents to professionally trained lifeguards on deck.
Goldfish uses an approach called the science of swim play, which combines guided play with proven teaching techniques to help kids learn to swim, build water safety skills, and gain confidence, all at their own pace. Lessons are designed to meet kids exactly where they're at.
If you've been thinking about swim lessons or just wondering where to start, this is a great opportunity. Right now, Goldfish Swim School is offering a waived membership plus your child's first lesson free at participating locations.
Just visit goldfishswimschool.com/free to find a location near you and enroll using promo code FREE.
That's goldfishswimschool.com/free, promo code FREE. My favorite skincare products actually feel more like self-care, like they're so nice to put on and they smell so good that I'm actually happy when I get to that part of my day. And I swear that is how I feel about Osea's anti-aging body balm.
Amy, you are usually the lotions and potions queen on this podcast, but I have to say, hard agree.
Osea's anti-aging body balm is a liquid silk body balm that combines the lasting hydration of a lotion with the firming power of a serum, leaving skin smoother and firmer.
This body balm is clinically tested and designed to deliver visible results you can see and feel.
So we've gotten to use this product for a couple of months now, and I swear I have really noticed firmer and smoother skin, like on the back of my hands. It's like getting a mini spa treatment from head to toe.
Get a spring-worthy glow with clean, clinically tested skincare from Osea. And right now, we have a special discount just for our listeners.
Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code FRESH at OseaMalibu.com.
That's 10% off your first order with code FRESH at OSEAMalibu.com. And now, things you are forgetting to do this holiday season.
From the What Fresh Hell podcast.
Getting a present for your husband's goddaughter.
No, not that goddaughter, the other one. Oh, and also the other one, he has 3.
Yeah, you forgot 2 of them.
You also forgot the one thing you went to the store for. How did you manage to spend $300 anyway? No idea.
Okay, good news. You finally found the perfect gift for your disgruntled teen. Bad news, you forgot to calculate the extra shipping time due to the supply chain issues. Yeah, that thing is not coming on time.
You hid the presents and you forgot where they are. The last thing you remember is thinking, this is a really good hiding spot. The kids are never going to find them.
You are definitely forgetting that you promised yourself last year that this year you were going to limit the presents. Yeah, you did not limit the presents.
Did you get the hot chocolate for the party? What about the nog? Oh man, you forgot the nog, didn't you?
This has been Things You Are Forgetting to Do This Holiday Season.
From the What Fresh Hell podcast. So I thought we could talk about some things that might work when you're not feeling the holiday spirit, when you are out of tune with your companions.
For a friend, Amy? Is that who we're doing this for?
Right. This is an obvious one, but Dr. Ann Epstein, she's a psychiatrist, and she says, if for you the holidays are associated with a loss that is still fresh, a family estrangement or a death or a divorce, don't feel obligated to celebrate exuberantly.
I love this. My church has something, I wish I could remember what it's called. It might be called a blue mass. I don't know. But it's a church service for people who are struggling at the holidays.
Wow.
And it's quiet and there's not a lot of music and it's very contemplative and it's not like joy to the world. It's like, it's quiet and I've never been to it, but I thought that's a very lovely offering. I think it's lovely to make space for yourself and other people for whom the holidays do not feel extremely joyful.
Right. And maybe this year more than other years, or it's got to be, I haven't had this experience ever, I will say, of the holidays being like a time where I feel completely out of step and just not in the mood for the holiday spirit and the red sweaters. I haven't had that experience, but I imagine it must be very, very lonely to think everybody is having this experience on the other side of the window, like you were saying. Everybody's ice skating in Cocoa and you can't get there and you feel bad that you can't get there. It's important to remember, I think, that like half the people in the Currier and Ives photo, you know, ice skating having Cocoa aren't really feeling it either.
They're miserable. They're cursing humanity as they skate around in their muffs. I agree. I think this is your pain is in the gap. And I think that bringing quietness, I think it's time to shout out our favorite lovely Catherine May, who was a guest on our podcast. We'll link to that episode.
Such a good episode. Let's rerun that episode at the new year, the interview with the author of Wintering, because it's incredible.
And it's just a lovely book about wintering and how wintering can be a beautiful time and a time of quiet and a time of refreshing and a time of mourning and sadness and darkness. And that, I mean, not to get too pagan on everyone, but I mean, all of this light and festivals and lightness is about a very historical idea of trying to like curse the darkness. This happens on the darkest day of the year, right? The 21st is the darkest day of the year. 25th is Christmas. That historically we have always had this instinct to light the darkness and to chase away the creeping dread of dark with jolliness and light, and that it's okay to kind of wrap yourself up and say, that's not what I'm doing this year. I'm going to winter instead. I'm going to find my Hugie. I'm going to cuddle down and I'm going to not insist that the only cure for darkness is like festooning stuff.
That's really interesting because you're right. Like we are like, let's agree as a society to do something completely non-instinctual and celebrate and stay up late and light everything up because it's the darkest time, but we're going to pretend it isn't. Let's all pretend that it's actually festive and wonderful and lit up when it's dark and cold and lonely.
And that is the absolute metaphor for many people's families' holidays, right? That there's a lot going on and there are difficult things going on. And instead, we're like supposed to all sit and eat turkey and send out a Christmas card that says like another amazing year where everyone made the travel team and the honor roll. And look at my beautiful, adorable kids who never fight. And, you know, there is a certain air of phoniness to the merriness of the holidays. And I think it's fine. I love the holidays. I get my merry on like nobody else. But I am aware, or I try to be aware, of not making it the kind of phony version of like, I'm happy no matter what. It's okay to feel all the things.
Pooja Lakshman, we've had her as a guest on our show, and she's on Instagram at Women's Mental Health Doc. And she put up these post-holiday emotional detox ideas up on Instagram, which I thought were terrific because she makes the point that like you eat too much at the holidays. You also take in some other things, maybe too much at the holidays. You're with your family of origin and it's challenging. You're with your spouse's family of origin and that's challenging because maybe your partner behaves completely differently around their family of origin. Like there's a lot going on, right? It's charged. And she suggests that you can put sort of ritual around sort of processing that stuff, detoxing from the extra emotion around the holidays.
Oh, I like that idea.
I love it. So her first suggestion is that you journal and or rage write.
Just hide those journals, guys. No one wants to see those.
Write it and then burn it. I thought that was a pretty good idea. Conversations with your tribe was another one of her ideas. And I thought that really stood out to me because your tribe is your family of, what do they call it? Your family of choice versus your family of origin. And
sipping rosé with my chosen family. I've been listening to a lot of Taylor Swift.
Oh, is that a Taylor Swift? Is she detoxing with her?
No, it's just she just uses the phrase. She's sipping rosé with her chosen family.
Yeah. And I think that's what Pooja Lakshman means when she says tribe. Like, you realize how your chosen family is easier in some ways than your family of origin, or might be. And so like reconnecting with them, like, oh, I'm not crazy. I'm actually not a weird freak that doesn't like Monopoly, whatever it is.
Right. And I think in general, that, again, the expectation, the commercial version is that the door opens and it's grandma and grandpa and Uncle Sal and yay, hooray, we're all finally together and it's amazing. And a lot of tearjerker commercials now about how we're all together finally after the pandemic and hooray. And the thing is, you will have great times with those people, probably. You do love those people, but not only. And your kids may come running down the stairs on Christmas morning full, with sugar plums dancing in their heads to see their toys. But one of them may also be like, Mom, this is dumb. You got me the wrong thing. Like, the holidays contain multitudes, and you have to be able to exist in all of those spaces without it becoming the wedding day thing of like, I spent $50,000 and it was my one chance to do this in my entire life. And the orchids came out the wrong color. And so the whole thing is ruined.
It's the most everything time of the year, isn't it?
There you go. I love that.
Pooja Lakshman also suggests salt baths. I guess like Epsom salts.
Oh, yeah. I love a salt bath.
Or a hot tub.
I'm not allowed to put salt in the hot tub because my husband would get very mad. We call my husband Breaking Dad because he's in charge of the chemistry of the hot tub and he's extremely, mental about it. And so we're not allowed to mess with the chemistry of the hot tub. That is Breaking Dad's job.
I'm curious, do you like the hot tub? Are you all as into the hot tub as much as you were a year ago?
Amy, we're 10 times more into the hot tub than we ever were.
See that? Interesting.
The greatest thing we've ever purchased. I have, between the hot tub and then my husband, I had a TV that was in our bedroom, like on my desk, and I would have to move it to record because it's where I record. And he put it on this extending arm and it floats out and it sits at the bottom of my bed. Like, it's an extendy arm.
Like a Jetsons, I'm picturing, like.
Yeah. It comes off the wall, but it like gets right to the end of our bed.
Wow.
And it's like a Costco TV. It's not even a fancy TV, but it is a flat screen. And when I take a hot tub and then sit and watch my TV on the extending arm that's at my feet when I lie in bed, I'm just like, am I Mrs. Jeff Bezos or what? Like, what more could a person need in this world than a hot tub and a TV that goes away when you're not watching it and then comes to it when you want to see Succession?
Wow.
I don't know what else I could ever need, Amy.
If anybody's looking for some Christmas ideas, I mean, a hot tub is a little bit of a, special item. It's a stretch, but the articulating arm for your television.
I don't know. It really is. Like, just every time I watch that TV, I just give my husband a kiss. I'm like, you are the most amazing man. How could you invent something this brilliant? He didn't invent it, for the record. He just bought it off of Amazon.
Pooja Lakshman also suggests long walks. They are my sanity saver for sure. I just did a long walk. I was with my spouse's whole extended family for Thanksgiving, and I did a long walk at one point and called my parents and just, did a reset and checked in with my whole family. How was your day? And then I was able to sort of re-enter the fray and just with like renewed energy and, renewed sort of centeredness. And I think it's not always easy to say like, I'm going to go take a walk. Like, I've had enough, sitting around. I'll be right back. But I was really glad I did.
Yeah. And I think that processing emotions around the holidays, again, there's just so much of like everyone else is having a great time and I'm not. Once you have a 10-minute conversation, you'll realize that like everybody finds joy and pain in the holidays, and discussing that. And these things are difficult for me and this isn't going the way I thought. One thing I do like about the holidays is that it's Christmas, which is what we celebrate, is on a Saturday this year. The next Saturday is New Year's. And then I do find that like I front load it all. And then it's kind of like final exams in college. Like once Christmas Day is over, we do nothing for 7 days, you know?
Cheese and
It's just like everyone lie still.
and holiday Hallmark movies.
And I do find that part of it, that's the one part where I can see like, oh, holidays are relaxing. Like the minute Christmas is over, play with your stuff and we're done here. Our work here is done.
That's funny. We're actually traveling between Christmas and New Year's this year. And I found myself, yearning for last year when there was nowhere to go and nobody to see. And it just was pajamas and puzzles.
Oh, pajamas and puzzles. That's the part I like.
Again, I have big kids. So, I mean, a week with your kids at home and nowhere to go and nothing to do, man, that sounds so relaxing and wonderful if you have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I say that advisedly.
That's true. You got to keep them busy.
Mine were sleeping until like 12:30.
It's pretty relaxing.
Yeah. I had many fewer hours with them inside with nothing to do than you might.
Good point. Well, here's the thing. Friends, holidays, as we've said, it's the most everything time of the year. Feel your feels.
Yep.
It's okay.
Feel them all. Take a walk.
Do make a list of all the things you do and see if anything can come off.
Okay.
There are probably things you can get rid of, especially, and put your own joy on the list. That's my big takeaway.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm really working on this year. It's like, you know what? I do want some presents. Husband, go buy me 6 pairs of comfy socks and wrap them and put them under the tree because I want some things to open as well. And, the meal I may dial down on a little bit. Like, just find your own joy. Make your own happiness.
Yeah, I'm going to sort of detach from making it perfect for everybody else because what if they're disappointed that I didn't make the French toast casserole on Christmas morning because I forgot to get the nutmeg or whatever? Just, I didn't do that. Like, that's very hard for me to not then take on the shame, the disappointment.
The shame. Someone rings the shame bell first thing on Christmas morning. It always puts a damper on the thing.
Exactly.
Friends, we wish you a happy holiday. And if you want to do something for us this holiday season, we would love for you to rate and review our podcast, please. That's the Christmas gift you can give to us.
It keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It helps new people discover the show. Rate us, rate Toddler Purgatory. Let everyone know that they should be listening as well. And that will make us so very merry, friends.
That would be amazing. I hope you're celebrating whatever you're celebrating. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and everything. I hope it's a celebration for you too.
Great. And with that, we will talk to you next week, friends.
So long.